My biggest concern, obviously, was the rust factor. We hadn't played in 4 weeks. Think about it. We ended the 8th of December with BU, and then it's the 7th of January. And then you go into a big sheet with a fast team. I was worried.
Looked like, heavy legs there in the first period.
It looked like we were heavy, legs, slow, weak, and confused. So I thought after the first period, I tried to tell them it's not about, because you start planting it into people's heads, and they think, well, we got a mulligan on this game because it's the first game since December 8th. And I try to tell them this has nothing to do with like rust or layoffs. This is about winning face-offs. It's about skating to positions. It's about winning some one-on-one battles. It's about blocking shots. I said, we're just standing around here. So make a decision how you want to play the next 2 periods because it's going to be a 6-0 game. And I think the power play in the second period was obviously the catalyst behind the game. And when we did have the power play all the times, it gave us, I've always said that to you guys, gave us a lot of life offensively and a lot of believability. So the team went from being fragile, waiting for something to happen to, feeling good about themselves in that 38-second span.
Now, talk about Drew Daniels on defense. He seemed like he was fairly comfortable back there. Did you like what you saw out of him?
Yeah, I mean, he's going into his first college hockey game playing D. He's never played before on a big ice sheet. The Pereiras can really skate. Seipel can skate. Simon's probably one of the fastest guys in the league. On a big sheet that scared the Jesus out of me. But I think you guys follow. We don't have a lot of depth at D, and we don't have any right shot D. And then Gouzier's been sick, so I did this as kind of a precautionary plan. I think Randy would like to play forward. And judging by the way Drew played tonight, I'll probably get him into forward at some point. I don't know if he's okay enough tomorrow, but that was one of those necessary things to do. And it was a little bit of a good gamble.
Garrett had 3 straight games with a goal now. Is he finally starting to turn the corner from what you've seen in these past 3 games?
Yeah, I know, and it's funny, like before he scored, I started to notice that his pace was picking up to his game. He was getting some pucks. He was cycling pucks. You saw tonight he had some shifts where he was dominant with the puck. And when those things happen, he ends up getting himself into positions to score. He could have had a couple more goals tonight too. So, and when he skates and he pursues pucks and he's tenacious around the net and along the boards, he's a real asset to the team. And when he's not doing those things, he's not an asset because he's not a physical guy that puts fear into people. He's not a big shot blocker. He's not a penalty killer. So he's got to do those things to help the team win, and I think he's done on the last few games.
What's the difference between Steve Quiller at the beginning of the season and now Steve Quiller a couple months into the season?
I was just talking to the other coaches that the first couple weeks of the season he was a 0 on a scale of 0 to 10, and I think now he's about a 6. There's still a gap between where he is now and what he needs to do to get back to that freshman level and more. I mean, he's another year or 2 older, and he's got to get himself to that level. And I think, if he gets to that level where he's at before, then we have a pretty damn good 1-2 line combination. The irony is that I thought McLaughlin, Brody Reed, and Dungara was the best line on the ice tonight. They put a lot of pressure on the puck and they skated well. So it's starting to play out a little bit in terms of what guys can and can't do. And our defense, our young defense, is starting to come on a bit. But again, it's a 4-week layover. We've got a huge game tomorrow that can, represents 2 huge hockey points, and we've got to really focus on that.
Have you ever seen a team of yours score 3 goals that quickly?
No. No. I mean, Mark was just saying he's got to do some research. I didn't even know it was 3 goals in 38 seconds. I know it happened quickly, but we had so many chances from the start of that power play until Quayler's goal. It just seemed like it was about a 3-minute span, but it was only 38 seconds. Because we had some great looks before we got the first one. But with the power play go 3 for 6.
Yeah. It's 3 for 4 at the end of the second period.
Yeah,
So,
so,
yeah, 3 for 6.
so that's a big night for power play.
Thanks very much, Coach.